Good morning, faculty, staff, friends, family, and most of all, the BSN graduates. My name is Madeline Waleski.
And my name is Kaylee O'Brien.
And we could not be more excited to serve as the MCs for the December 2025 Gonzaga BSN pinning ceremony.
Today's ceremony marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of a next. On behalf of our class, we're proud to celebrate our accomplishments through the nursing pinning tradition, a legacy passed down through generations of nurses.
In addition to the pins we are about to receive, today the graduates are also wearing flower pins and holding carnations in honor of a very special person who could not be with us. Stacy, the mother of BSN graduate Reese McDowell, passed away in early October. She was not only a dedicated nurse, but also an avid gardener who loved flowers. As flowers grow, we too as nurses will continue to grow in skill and knowledge, inspired by the legacies of fellow RNs like Stacy. Graduates, as you wear this pin and hold this flower, please take a moment to think of her.
We would now like to introduce Father Clancy for the opening prayer and the blessing of the pins.
Hospitals were originally hospices, where one went not to be cured, but to be cared for as you died. And so too, hospitals were not originally for those who could afford health care. They were for the poor, who could not afford to pay a doctor to make a house call. Consequently, nursing was originally a religious calling. In Great Britain, a woman nurse is still referred to as a sister. I don't know what they call the guys. Maybe they don't have any male nurses yet. And so too in Germany, nurses are addressed as Schwester, sister. And of course, it's women religious orders who built the vast Catholic hospital system in the United States, like Providence Sacred Heart. You're not just starting a career or even really entering a profession so much as dedicating yourselves to a calling. And as the COVID years made only too evident, nursing can be a heroic calling, demanding tireless and selfless dedication when the times demand it. It's indeed a sacred calling, one so inspiringly articulated in the Nightingale Pledge that you will recite at the close of today's ceremony. As sisters, nurses also originally wore religious habits. You see vestiges of that in the traditional white uniform and cap from the last century. Today, that religious habit has been distilled to a pin from the nursing school where you learned your craft, discerned your calling, and today realize your dream. May God bless these pins from Gonzaga's Department of Nursing, and you graduates of Gonzaga who will wear them from this day forward.
Thank you, Father. Nothing like a beautiful prayer to remind us we've truly made it through nursing school by the grace of God. Next, we'd like to invite the Dean of the School of Health Sciences, Dr. Julie Walter.
I'd like to start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that Gonzaga University and the School of Health Sciences are located on the homelands of the Spokane tribal people, the people of the river. We honor the endearing presence, wisdom, and cultural heritage of the Spokane tribe and all Indigenous peoples who have cared for this land for generations. As a community dedicated to health and human flourishing, we recognize the deep connection between land, culture, and well-being. We commit to learning from the knowledge and practices rooted in this place and to foster respect, collaboration, and mutual care in all that we do. We are grateful to be here on land that carries the spirit and strength of its first peoples. May this acknowledgement inspire us to honor one another, to advance health equity, and to work together toward a future of healing and wholeness for all. It is my honor that I also get to welcome and introduce this celebration, again, from the invite of our students who are planning our celebration today. I'd like to welcome to the celebration the achievements of you all, our nursing graduates. I'd also like to it's truly an honor, I should say, to lead the School of Health Sciences, which you as the nursing program, as well as our public health and our human physiology program live. And today is a celebration of achievement, not only for you, but it's a celebration of love, sacrifice, and unwavering support. Each beautiful gold pin that you receive is more than a symbol of your profession, and as like Father Clancy said, your calling, and it is a reminder of the compassion and strength that you brought here. These pins were provided through the kindness of someone who believes deeply in that work, Nancy Nadolski, an alumnus of our graduate psych mental health program here at Gonzaga, our graduate program, who also attended Gonzaga nursing classes as an undergraduate nursing student like you when we were part of a community consortium. She joins us today with her family, and I want to honor her generosity that contributes to this tradition with the beautiful gold pen that you will be receiving today. I also want to acknowledge the faculty. Many of them are here today, our mentors who are working in the hospitals, who also mentor our students, our parents, families, and loved ones in this beautiful space. Thank you. You've been the steady hands and the encouraging voices behind all the study sessions, every moment of doubt, and every triumph. Your mentorship and faith of these graduates have carried them through some challenging times, and we're excited to celebrate with them today. As we gather today, it seems fitting that we are gathered here in St. Aloysius Church, a place we lovingly call St. Al's in this community. It's a place dedicated to St. Aloysius Gonzaga, a man born in the 16th century who left a life of privilege to tend to the needs of the underserved. He served in hospitals in accordance with the Jesuit ideal of cura personalis, care for the whole person. St. Aloysius is remembered for his compassion for the sick, regularly nursing victims of the plague, and his selfless care for those who suffered. But what stands out most is not the sacrifice alone. He died at a young age, and he is now the patron saint of youth for this very reason. It is the way he cared. St. Aloysius didn't always see patients as problems to solve. He saw them as people to love. He fed the hungry, washed the sick, and listened to their fears. His presence brought peace and dignity to those who felt forgotten. His life reminds us that true care is not about grand gestures. It is about humility, gentleness, and the belief that every person matters. Today we celebrate a moment that is both an ending and a beginning. And again, part of what every person matters is part of our pinning of the Bachelor of Science in our nursing graduates. This ceremony is a sacred tradition symbolizing your transition from student to professional nurse, from learning to living your vocation. At Gonzaga, our Jesuit heritage calls us to cura personalis, that care for the whole person. This is not just a philosophy, it is the heartbeat of your education and the essence of nursing. You have learned that nursing is more than procedures and protocols, it is the presence, it is advocacy, it is compassion, and seeing the person behind the illness, honoring their dignity in every interaction. Today, through the stories of your fellow students, professors, we honor the extraordinary work that brought you here. Nursing school is demanding. Long nights of study, countless clinical hours, and moments when you perhaps wondered if you could keep going. You did it. Indeed, you passed 3 high-stakes drug calculation exams with 100%. You persevered during 35 hours of simulation activities and 100 hours of skills instruction, while also acing 12 related skills exams. You all completed 125 credits of courses with homework and projects, all while serving 720 hours in clinical settings with an additional 80 hours in clinical conference. With diligence, resilience, and a deep sense of purpose, you have achieved something meaningful. As you step into this noble profession, remember the words of St. Ignatius of Loyola. Love is shown more in deeds than in words. Your care, your advocacy, your presence speak louder than words. Let this pin be a symbol of that commitment. So with that, I'd like to leave you with a blessing. May you go forward in a symbol of, again, St. Aloysius Gonzaga, and serve with your heart and whole heart. We thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Walter. You know, Maddie, I woke up this morning feeling a little sentimental.
It's okay.
We're about to be initiated into the nursing profession after the easiest 4.5 years of our lives.
Yes, and I'm sure all the nurses in the room can attest to this. Nursing school is the absolute easiest 4 years of their life, and it only gets easier from here on out.
In all seriousness, on behalf of our class, we could not be more grateful to stand here today. These past 4.5 years have challenged us and shaped us in ways none of us could have ever imagined.
Kayla and I started out as freshman year roommates, each hoping for another nursing student to help ease the transition. Instead, we ended up with an entire cohort of friends we did not know we needed. A lot of these relationships grew during our very first clinicals together, especially that first day in the nursing home, when we walked in thinking we were nurses in Grey's Anatomy, and were immediately humbled as we spent an entire day doing bed baths.
From those early days when we knew so little to this past semester choosing our practicum specialties, it's been so fun watching everyone grow into themselves in the areas that they're meant for. It's amazing how our personalities naturally guided us, from our fearless ICU leaders to our warm and welcoming peds nurses, always there if you need a pick-me-up, to us chaotic ER nurses who are always the loudest in the room. I think every one of us has stepped into exactly where we belong.
After all those rotating clinicals and enough hours to qualify as full-time roommates, we are proud and genuinely amazed to say we made it. And miraculously, we're all still friends. Some might even say we're too close. Classes together were always fun, and we had plenty of fun outside of class. For example, last Saturday at the class party when...
Whoa, Maddie, yeah. Let's not get carried away. On a more serious note, after spending these years growing alongside each of you, we can say with confidence that every single person in this cohort is ready to become an outstanding nurse. Someone who leads with compassion, advocates fiercely, works with integrity, and remains a loyal friend both inside and outside the hospital walls.
While these pins are hard-earned, we did not walk this journey alone. First off, we want to thank our outstanding faculty members. It is because of your persistence and passion for teaching that we are standing here today. Thank you for sharing your stories with us, being there when we needed words of encouragement, and most of all, for giving us the confidence to not only be safe nurses, but nurses who continuously advocate and show up for their patients.
None of us would be here today if it weren't for our wonderful friends and families. These 35 graduates have completed over 700 clinical hours, endured nerve-wracking skills exams, memorized hundreds of medications, and spent countless hours in the skills lab, all while balancing social lives and extracurriculars. Supporting a stressed-out, eager BSN student is not easy work, and you have all gone above and beyond to support your nursing student. It is because of the support of loved ones that we're able to complete this program, and for that, we would like to thank you.
This ceremony captures our journey from students who once struggled to tell a patient's pulse from our own, to confident, soon-to-be nurses who've learned to trust our instincts, think on our feet, and lean on one another through every challenge. This cohort has been each other's backbone, comedic relief, and steady source of support. So here's to the cohort that made it possible, and to the nurses that we are about to become.
For the next part of our ceremony, we are excited to introduce the speaker who will be sharing the significance of the nursing pin. This person has worn many hats for our cohort. She has acted as a sounding board for countless students, offering guidance, reassurance, or simply a listening ear while we process the chaos of life. Parents, many of you can personally thank this person from saving you from a few scary phone calls with your son or daughter. She has a tough exterior, one that can silence a whole classroom with a single look, but underneath, she has a heart of gold. Her passion for obstetrics and for teaching the nurses of tomorrow is undeniable, and she pours that passion into every lecture, every clinical day, and every story she shares. Stories that are always applicable, slightly terrifying, and exactly what we needed to hear. Please join me in welcoming this Assistant Director of Undergraduate Programs with her cute new haircut, Tara Twite, to deliver the significance of the nursing pin.
Thank you for that, and welcome. I just wanted to say how nice you all look. Parents, this is not what they look like every day. I can guarantee you, I hardly recognize them. So why are we here? Our pinning ceremony is a time-honored nursing school tradition rich in symbolism. The history of this rite of passage can be traced all the way back to the Crusades of the 12th century, during which the Knights of the Order of the Hospital of St. John the Baptist tended to injured and infirmed crusaders. When new monks were initiated into the order, they vowed to serve these sick soldiers in a ceremony where each monk was given a Maltese cross. The modern ceremony dates back into the 1860s. Modern, huh? When Florence Nightingale was awarded the Red Cross in recognition for her tireless service to the injured during the Crimean War. To share the honor, she in turn presented a Medal of Excellence to her brightest graduates. By 1916, the practice of pinning new nursing graduates was standard throughout the United States. The nursing pin in modern times, is a representation of the school the nurse is graduated from. The pin must be handed down from another nurse in a symbolic passing of the torch. While original pins included Maltese cross, designs today vary widely among institutions. You will see them on many of the nurses here today. Your nursing pins will display Gonzaga's coat of arms, which is a hereditary symbol dating back to the early medieval times and was used to establish identity in battle, to denote family descent and illustrate alliance. Visible on the back of your program, the coat of arms of Gonzaga University is an adaptation of the coat of arms of the Loyola family, members of the Spanish nobility from whom the founder of the Society of Jesuits descended. The top left picture, two gray wolves holding a black kettle between them. A wolf was used as a symbol for nobility, and the whole design represented the generosity of the house. The tradition was that the Loyola family provided for its followers so handsomely that even the wolves found something in the kettle to feast on when the soldiers had finished. I personally think that looks like an x-ray of a spine and pelvis from a distance. It took me a while to figure that one out. The top right section represented the red bars on the field of gold were awarded by the King of Spain, who granted the family the right to wear the nation's colors as a mark of the bravery of 7 heroic members who distinguished themselves in battle. The bottom right, the Lions of Florence and the 4 falcons are the arms of the House of Gonzaga. At the bottom left, you see the sun burst over the Spokane Falls, a pine tree and an Indian teepee representing the Spokane Indians, whose name means children of the sun. And finally, among other symbols, you see the letters representing the name of Jesus, the American eagle, and the AMDG scroll, which in Latin stands for I didn't read this part, Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam, or for God's greater glory. Wear your pins proudly, knowing that you have been chosen to represent Gonzaga and the honored professions of nursing. And with that, that's all I know so far.
Thank you, Tara. We next will welcome our first student speaker to the stage. This future nurse is a friend to all and is passionate in everything she does, a trait she has had since childhood. She was the kid who begged her parents to stay up all night, a true night shift nurse in the making. When she wasn't running a small household missions, she was caring for her baby dolls like a full pediatric unit. The kind of clinical prioritization that should have earned her early admission into a BSN program. Please welcome our first student speaker, Sophia Marcantuno.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, families and loved ones. Thank you guys for coming. Today I want to share a poem with all of you that I truly feel resonates with us as we complete our BSN and take the next step toward becoming registered nurses. To me, this poem symbolizes who we have grown into throughout all of nursing school and who we are still becoming as we transition into new graduate nurses. It reflects who nurses are at the core and the unique ability they have to put others before ourselves. Nurses root for those who have no one cheering them on and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. They give until there is nothing left to give, and that feeling of being drained is often how nurses know they have given their all and done everything they could for their patients. As our cohort enters the professional world of nursing, it is clear that we are so privileged to be a part of something bigger than ourselves and to care for others. I hope you all can appreciate this poem as much as I do. What Life Should Be by Patricia A. Fleming. To learn while still a child what this life is meant to be. To know it goes beyond myself. It's so much more than me. To overcome the tragedies, to survive the hardest times, to face those moments filled with pain, and still manage to be kind. To fight for those who can't themselves, to always share my light. With those who wander in the dark, to love with all my might. To still stand up with courage, though standing on my own. To still get up and face each day, even when I feel alone. To try to understand the ones that no one cares to know, and make them feel some value when the world has let them go. To be an anchor, strong and true, that person loyal to the end. To be a constant source of hope to my family and my friends. To live a life of decency, to share my heart and soul, to always say I'm sorry when I've harmed both friend and foe. To be proud of whom I've tried to be, and this life I chose to live. To make the most of every day by giving all I have to give. To me, that's what this life should be. To me, that's what it's for. To take what God has given me and make it so much more. To live a life that matters, to be someone of great worth, to love and be loved in return, and make my mark on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Hey, Maddie, knock, knock.
Kaylee, I really don't think now's the time.
Come on, let's have a little fun. Knock, knock.
Okay, who's there?
HIPAA.
HIPAA who?
I can't tell you that. Our next student speaker is a thoughtful class participant and someone who is no doubt a fierce patient advocate. Known for her calming presence, this person certainly serves as many people's emergency contact. In our recent disaster simulation, she absolutely stole the show. While the rest of us were in full chaos mode, thanks to Alex, she somehow managed to soothe an entire group of panicked patients like it was just another Monday. If she looks familiar, it might be because she once appeared as a Netflix extra alongside her high school robotics team. Please join me in welcoming our second student reader, Beth Lansom.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. Today, I chose this poem because it represents the challenges and unknowns that we as a class have faced over the last 4 years, but it also represents the joy of our journeys that are to come and what is to unfold once we leave Gonzaga. This is For a New Beginning by John O'Donohue. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this new beginning. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning, that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. Okay, Kaylee, I have a joke now.
Lay it on me, sister.
How many nurses does it take to screw in a light bulb?
All right, how many?
None. The nursing student does it. We've all been there. All right, we will next welcome our speaker for the faculty address. Most of her nursing career was spent in pediatrics, which makes perfect sense because throughout our years with her, she basically treated us like her own children. We were all a little caught off guard when she began our very first class by reading us a children's storybook, but honestly, that moment became pretty symbolic of the care she has for each one of us. From that day on, she kept us going with her endless stories, cheat-team moments, and jokes. Jokes that were usually funny, but even if they weren't, they were immediately saved by her ridiculously contagious laugh. Please join me in welcoming the director of the undergraduate programs, Dr. Chris Sloan, as she delivers our faculty address.
I had no idea you thought it was so funny. I have my support system up here because I have a bad cold. So if I start to cough or I got it under control. I'm a nurse. I know how to do this. You made it. You made it. You made it. Good morning, graduates, faculty, families. Today is a day of celebration, a day that marks culmination of many years of hard work, sacrifice, perseverance, not only for students, but also for your families. Am I right, families? Yep, this was your journey too. Graduates, think back to the first day you walked into your first nursing class, your first skills lab, or your first clinical. You carried hope, excitement, and probably a little fear. Since then, you've endured long nights of studying, early mornings in clinicals, and countless exams that tested not only your knowledge, but your resilience. You've cared for patients while balancing your own stress, and you've learned to keep going when things are tough. You've shed tears over grades, over patients, over classmates, and maybe even over professors. I'm sure there were moments when you wondered if you were enough. And yet here you are. You did it today. We honor not just your achievement, but the character and courage that brought you here. As was mentioned by our amazing MCs, each of you should have received a little plastic box. And if you look in that box is from me. There is a carrot inside. My theme for today is peacemaking. In the children's book, The Runaway Bunny, read to you at both the beginning and end of your Patho-Farm class, but not today, there's found a surprisingly profound message about peacemaking. In the story, a young bunny imagines running away from home. He imagines himself a bird, a fish, a sailboat, a crocus in a hidden garden. The bunny wants to test his independence, stretch beyond what feels safe, and discover who he is becoming. And every time he imagines slipping further out into the world, his mother doesn't panic, threaten, or cling. Instead, she offers calm, steady presence. She simply says, in many ways, wherever you go, I'll come alongside you.
As he fantasizes about what he'll be, she's determined to become what he needs: a tree for shelter, a fisherman, a gardener, or the wind who will blow him where she wants him to go. She adapts, not to control him, but to reassure him. You are never alone. Her gentleness creates a peace that draws him back, not because she demands it, but because he feels held by love that is patient, grounded, and unwavering. And that is the heart of nursing. As nurses, you'll meet people in their own runaway moments, when they are frightened, angry, hurting, or unsure of who they are becoming. Patients may pull away, lash out, or test boundaries. Families will find themselves overwhelmed. And in those moments, your role is to bring peace with you, to come alongside them with the same steady presence of the mother bunny offered her child. You will need to offer a carrot. I probably wouldn't give him the one that I just gave you. Peacemaking in nursing looks like sitting quietly with someone who's terrified, softening the room with your tone, your breath, your calm, giving patients space to explore their fears while assuring them you won't leave, and choosing compassion when tension rises. This is cura personalis in action. The care of the whole person, grounded in dignity and relationship. As you step into your role as a new nurse, remember that you carry something far more powerful than clinical skill alone. You can teach skills to anybody. Sorry, but that's true. You can. You carry the ability to be a peacemaker, someone whose presence helps others return to themselves, to feel safe enough to stay or be brave enough to heal. When we hear peace, we often think of the absence of conflict. The Hebrew word shalom comes to mind. We often hear shalom, peace be with you. In many places, it's said as both a greeting and as a goodbye. But shalom is more than peace. It speaks of wholeness, harmony, and flourishing. It's about restoring what is broken and creating spaces where people feel safe, valued, and cared for. Now, let me be clear. Peacemaking is not being a doormat. It does not mean avoiding hard conversations. It is not looking the other way when something is wrong or suppressing your own needs to meet the needs or sway of others. True peacemaking requires courage. It means speaking up for patients, challenging inequities, and creating environments where respect and compassion thrive. It means being a steady presence when chaos swirls around you. And of course, I have a story to illustrate this. One day I was assigned to care for a pediatric patient who had undergone a spinal fusion surgery, a big surgery, very painful, very scary. Before I'd finished receiving report from the night shift, her mother had the call light on 3 times and was now impatiently waiting for me at the nurse's station. One look at Mom told me she was not a happy camper. As we walked to the patient's room, Mom expressed her anger about her daughter's level of pain. She complained about the night nurses, the temperature of the room, the noise level in the hallways, the food delivered to her child, and just about anything else she could think of. It was a constant barrage of negative, angry words. She was angry, frustrated, and unkind. It would have been very easy to return her hostility. I quickly discovered her child's pain was due to a urinary catheter that was kinked. I quickly fixed the catheter, and the child's pain was immediately resolved. But as I listened to Mom's complaints and witnessed her interactions, even with her daughter, I realized something deeper. Mom was scared and exhausted. She'd been up all night, worried and overwhelmed, and every time she spoke sharply, her daughter would wince as if the tension in the room was amplifying her discomfort. So I gently encouraged Mom to go get breakfast and coffee while I performed my assessment and cared for her daughter. When she returned, her daughter was well medicated for pain. I believe in medicating people well for pain. And was sleeping peacefully. I converted the room chair into the bed and gave her clean pillows and blankets. Straightened up the room, turned off the room lights, and I reassured Mom, I'll watch over your daughter while you both get some rest. She scowled, but climbed into the bed. About 2 hours later, Mom approached me, very tearful. I'm so sorry about my behavior. I've been so worried, and no one has been as kind to me as you. I have not treated you fairly. Please forgive me. I think I was making things worse for my daughter rather than better. Peacemaking's not passive. It's intentional. It's seeing beyond the anger to the fear beneath. It's creating space for healing, not just for the patient, but for the family. That is shalom in action. Our healthcare system's under strain. Nurses face burnout, moral distress, and systemic inequities every day. Patients feel vulnerable and afraid. Families are stretched thin. In this environment, peacemakers like yourselves are desperately needed. Nurses can bring calm to chaos, hope to despair, and dignity to every interaction. Is it easy? No. So as new grads, here are 3 ways you can do this. Lead with listening. Before you speak, seek to understand. In every interaction, ask, what does this person need to feel heard and valued? 2, advocate with courage and compassion. Peacemakers speak up for the vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. That really mean surgeon who you know when you call in the middle of the night is not going to be happy. And cultivate inner peace to share outer peace. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Practice self-care and reflection. A nurse whose cup is full is better able to come alongside others. These are some turbulent times, friends. The world is hungry for healing, for compassion, for justice. It needs you. And because you are Gonzaga nurses, formed by a Jesuit education, you are uniquely prepared to be peacemakers. You have learned to seek truth, to act with justice, and to love mercy. You have been taught to care for the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, and to see the sacred in every human being, who, by the way, is someone's little bunny. So I charge you, go out in the world as a peacemaker. Bring shalom to your patients, families, colleagues, and neighbors. Stand firm in your integrity and be courageous. Never underestimate the power of kindness. Remember, you're caring for someone's little bunny. Congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of all of you. Leave this place knowing you are ready. Be brave, show compassion, be a peacemaker. Have a carrot.
Thank you, Dr. Sloan. Okay, Maddie, I think I can slip in one more joke.
Last one.
Okay, whatever. How does nursing management fix short staffing?
How?
Hire taller people. A wise woman once told us that nurses come in all shapes and sizes. Our next student speaker is, without a doubt, the heart of our cohort. If there was ever a moment of silence in class, you could count on her to fill it, usually with something the rest of us were thinking but were too afraid to say out loud. She's a proud member of the RSC crew and a devoted Taylor Swift enthusiast. She is also one of many that survived a classic nursing rite of passage, getting peed on in clinical. It should also surprise no one that she was voted most likely to cry in skills lab and still get 100%. Please join me in welcoming our next student speaker, Riley Moore.
Thank you. As I said, my name is Riley. I've had the honor and the privilege to grow and learn alongside this cohort for the past 4.5 years. It's such an honor to stand here in front of you today to try and share just a little bit of how magnificent this group of people really is. To begin, I'd first like to say thank you to all the friends and families that are gathered here today and those that can't be with us. If you're anything like mine, which I'm sure you are, you all have been on the receiving end of hundreds of hours of conversations and phone calls over the past 4 years that included everything from tears of frustration and anger to celebration after days of studying and receiving a good grade, and the joys in finding the specialty we're truly passionate about. You all have been our sounding boards and our cheerleading sections as we've navigated this nursing school process. Also, you've likely heard one too many stories about poop or some other bodily fluids that you really didn't ask for or want to hear about, so thank you. You'll probably hear more in the future. We could not have made it here without your love and support. Thank you. I'd also like to say another large thank you to our faculty and instructors. It's because of you that we have any sort of confidence stepping into the world as little baby nurses. Let me tell you all, it takes a great deal of grace and patience to navigate and deal with 35 stressed out and crazy nursing students like ourselves. So thank you for your relentless dedication to guiding us through difficult content like heart failure and heart blocks, learning the important nursing skills like how to place a Foley catheter, and equally as important, how to put the sterile gloves on when your hands are like really sweaty and like everyone's staring at you. So important skills. You have provided us with the emotional support and guidance that only a nursing faculty could. So thank you. To my lovely cohort. It has been really hard to put into words how special you all are and how incredible this experience has been. This day used to feel like it would never come, but at the same time, it's really snuck up on me. There really is so much I could say to try and express how amazing you all are, so allow me to try and share a little bit of it. As I reflect on our time through Gonzaga and in the nursing program, I picture it like we've been walking on a long, winding trail on a big, long journey, kind of like the game of life, if you're familiar. We've been weaving and zigzagging, moving forward and taking steps back, all on this long journey to where we stand today. I'll take us back to the beginning of this journey, on the very first square of the board game, if you will. We had such a long way to go, and nursing still felt very far in the distance. All the while, we were taking a step forward, moving forward through our prereqs, meeting new friends, and learning how to kind of live on our own. We also maybe took a few steps back, can't forget the beast that is A and P, but we eventually all made it to the start of upper division. As we entered J1, we were very much still a group of individuals, not yet the close-knit community that we've created today. And nursing-wise, we still had a long way to go. We had our first ever simulation, which paints a really good picture to just how far we've come. In my simulation group, Emma Garvey and I were the school nurses to our pediatric diabetic patient, Kaylee. And long story short, Kaylee was extremely hypoglycemic and she needed a form of sugar. Now, I'm confident to say that all of us now could quickly assess and implement a solution to this situation within 5 minutes. At the time, we had no idea what to do. I do know that we had recently passed off our head-to-toe skills assessment, so we were like, I could do a head-to-toe assessment. And that we did. We did a thorough one. We did a neuro check. We checked pulses. We listened to all 12 lung sounds. We did grip strength. We did everything. And we used soap as hand sanitizer. So it really just a great starting point for us. Maybe we had to take a couple steps back on our long journey after that. But as we continued moving forward and progressed into our second semester, it really started to feel like we were in nursing school. This was like hard, like the nursing school we'd see online. This was it. It was in this semester that our friendships and community really started to deepen. In lecture, we had OB and psych and med-surg 1. Which on that, I'll say there's nothing that bonds a group of people like a common difficulty. In clinical, we got to go to the real hospital for the first time. We'd arrived bright-eyed, bushy-tailed in our blue scrubs at Valley Hospital to spend 12 and a half hours chasing a nurse who didn't really want us to be there, asking a lot of questions, and then finally at the end of the day, when they'd let us pass our meds, like dropping them on the ground. So, nursing school creates these unique experiences that no one else on campus were going through. It is in these moments that our lifelong bonds were solidified. For example, when I was in OB, Katie Lyons and I experienced delivery for the first time. We were both in the OR, backs against the wall to watch the C-section. We were staying silent and staying out of the way, as any good nursing student does in the OR. And as we watched the baby come into the world and start crying, all we could do was hold each other's hands and cry too. It's moments like these, whether it's watching a birth, holding someone's hands through their last moments, or wiping someone's bottom together, that form bonds that are so unique and so deep, and they allowed us to move forward on our journey together. After dragging ourselves to the end of MedSurg 1 by the skin of our teeth, the following semester was met with open and weary arms. At this point, we were really in the swing of things. We were back with some of our favorite professors in lecture. We had sim what felt like nearly every week. We were hanging IV fluids and even taking some of our own patients in clinical. As we chugged along through more tests and clinical days, having class in Schoenberg again, and for many of us, a too long spring break in Vegas, every day felt busy and kind of stressful. But as our non-nursing friends were preparing to graduate for real in May, I think it allowed us to deeply enjoy the moments that we had. Every day, we may have been stressed, but we got to go to class with some of our best friends and learn content we were deeply passionate about and growing towards a career that we'd always prayed for. Now, in this final semester, we've really soaked up our final moments together. After growing our skills and confidence in practicum, we all came back together for the final time. We've navigated this complicated job market and completed our Q-Bank questions at varying rates. Hopefully, it's too late now. We've made the most of our increased free time together, such as at the PAT patient post-practicum party, and at our traditional end-of-the-year NARDY, which is nursing and darty. It's like the hottest event in town. And here we are today, on the final square of the Gonzaga board game, at the end of our very long journey. Our prizes are not only a nursing degree and the ability to continue into a fulfilling, lifelong career, but a community and support group that will last long past this final square. Today we pack up this board game and place it on the shelf, and we start to embrace the beginning of a new journey. This new journey will feature different things. It won't have med-surg exams that cause us to question our sanity. We won't have to hover around the nurse's station anymore, hoping someone looks at us so we can follow them around all day. It will instead feature us starting new jobs, eventually pivoting to find a better fit. It would be the deepening of old relationships and friendships and the starts of new ones. Along this journey, we each will be blessed to care for hundreds to thousands of strangers with the empathy, dedication, determination, and humor I know you all have, because I've personally experienced so much of it. As we all begin to start this new journey, back again on square one, I pray that we can reflect on this journey that we've just completed, the experiences that have allowed us to move forward, times we had to take steps back, and more importantly, the connections that grew so deeply along the way. Allow this experience to serve as proof that we will inevitably take steps backwards again, but this shows that we will take steps forward again. You all have impacted my life so deeply, and I cannot wait to cheer each other on as you step into the world as the kind, capable, dedicated, and funny nurses I know you all are. This experience has been one of the best of my life, and I will forever be grateful to be a Gonzaga nurse alongside all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley, for making us all cry. We want to once again thank Nancy Nadolski for her contribution. Nancy and her husband Steve make the gift of the BSN pins possible each year, a commitment rooted in Nancy's own journey through nursing education. Please join me in a quick round of applause as we thank Nancy and Steve for their extraordinary generosity and for believing so deeply in the future of nursing and us.
It is now time for the moment that we have all been waiting for, the presentation of the graduates. To help us do so, we would like to call up 3 amazing Gonzaga nursing faculty that have played roles both in the classroom and hospital throughout our nursing journeys. First, to call out the graduates, our class selected Kimberly Klein. Kim's med-surg experience gave us the foundation to face anything, and she always reassured us we could handle it. Kim, your cool and calm presence kept us together on days when we were just one dosage calculation away from falling apart. Next, we'd like to call up Jennifer Evans to present our nursing pins. Jen taught us our first nursing course, introducing us to nursing basics and the much-needed time management. She proved nursing could actually be fun, which felt madly illegal at the time. Jen is our fun, fabulous nursing mom, the one who shows you can be safe, competent, and still have a great time while doing it.
Lastly, to hand us our flowers, we'd like to call up Sarah Morash. Sarah served as med-surg clinical faculty for many of us. Calm, thorough, and endlessly supportive, Sarah's presence made us forget we were spending late Friday nights at the hospital. We are pleased to welcome Kim, Jen, and Sarah up to the stage for the presentation of the graduates.
All right, thank you for everyone for coming. First, I want to start off with by giving recognition to the student who's going to start off the cohort today. In addition to her rigorous nursing requirements, Second Lieutenant Katie Bruce, also completed ROTC and will be commissioned as an officer in the Army today. So I want to thank Katie Bruce for her service. Second Lieutenant Katie Bruce is going to be pinned by her mentor, Major Ashley Robertson. Mary Megan Cedargreen being pinned by her cousin, Caitlin Gawante. Genevieve Davy being pinned by her mom, Simone Davy. Jordy De La Mora being pinned by instructor and friend Eric Miller. Aubrey Ingalls being pinned by mom, Beth Shields. Emma Eiler being pinned by instructor and mentor, myself, Kim Klein. Katie Farley being pinned by mom, Tina Farley. Brooklyn Feinauer being pinned by friend Mia Kamenko. Olivia Fitchner being pinned by faculty Chris Sloan. Emma Garvey being pinned by friend Aiden Marquez. Mateo Gonzalez being pinned by faculty Eric Miller. Samantha Hidalgo being pinned by parents Emil and Vanji Hidalgo. Jillian Justice being pinned by cousin Emily McCallan. Beth Lansome being pinned by grandmother Jan Sorrells. Emma Lawrence being pinned by aunt Jen Lawrence. Katie Lyons, being pinned by grandmother Mary Ann Ewell. Rosa Madden, being pinned by sister and mom Grace and Jean Madden. Katie Mandarino, being pinned by friend Claire Davidson. Sophia Marcantuno, being pinned by professor and mentor Tara Twite. Lucille Marshallek, being pinned by instructor, myself, Kim Klein. Reese McDowell, being pinned by her cousin, Bailey Faust, and pinned in spirit by her mother, Stacy. Jennifer Moon being pinned by advisor and mentor Kim Klein. Riley Moore being pinned by mother Mandy Moore. Grace Michael Bust being pinned by Aunt Erin Michael Bust. Kaylee O'Brien being pinned by mother Elizabeth O'Brien. Ariane Victoria Cristostomo Ortega being pinned by parents Rio Ortega and Anne Michelle Trickle. Anna. Cassidy Parr being pinned by mother Amy Pearson and grandmother Sally Pearson. Emma Patnode being pinned by mom, Lisa Patnode. Emma Rose being pinned by mom, Andrea Rose. Kristen Seeley being pinned by friend Megan Oncini. Jenna Shepard being pinned by Professor Jennifer Evans. Maya Thompson being pinned by great aunt Martha Robles. Ingrid Wang being pinned by mom, Suzanne Wang. Zoe Wheeler being pinned by friend Elise Chisla. And Madeline Wolesky being pinned by grandmother Mary Ann Wolesky. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Kim, Jen, and Sarah. We will now welcome our faculty speaker to lead the Nightingale Pledge. This person has been our cohort's very own Florence Nightingale. Through her nursing expertise, she taught us the fundamental skills of nursing. During even the most chaotic simulations, she consistently reminded us of our worth. Whether we were struggling to figure out how to adjust a patient's bed or discovering that our patient's oxygen tubing had somehow ended up on the floor, I'm personally guilty of that one, she turned every misstep into a teaching moment. Please welcome the Director of Resource and Simulation, the incredible Susan Edwards.
Well, congratulations. And we're almost to the end of this wonderful ceremony, but we've got one more tradition. And this tradition reminds you all that are not my students anymore, you are my colleagues, soon to be colleagues, that you don't stand alone. So in reciting the Nightingale Pledge, we would like every nurse in the building, whether you are a new one standing up now, or you've been a nurse many, many years ago, every nurse in the building, please stand as we together, isn't this wonderful? I have to give a shout out to so many Gonzaga graduates that came back and pinned their new graduates. That's so awesome. Let's recite the Nightingale Pledge together. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standards and practices of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters, committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting the health and welfare of the community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing and use them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill, wherever they may be and whenever they are in need. I will be active in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of all humankind. Congratulations.
Thank you, Susan Edwards. We would now like to introduce Father Clancy once again for the closing prayer and blessing of the hands.
So after all those hundreds of clinical hours we've been hearing about, caring as virtually a nurse, as all but a nurse, for virtual and then actual patients, it's time for it all to become actual, for you to become a living and breathing, flesh and blood, actual nurse. Traditionally, we begin this by blessing your hands, that part of your body that touches the patient, to which I'd like to add your feet. For as in the words of Teresa of Avila, a 16th century Spanish mystic, today Christ has no hands but our hands, no feet but our feet. Today you become Christ's hands and feet for your patients, even if those hands be through blue plastic gloves and those feet are insensible shoes. And I'd invite us all to stand and join me in a final blessing of our new nurses. As we conclude all these blessings by blessing all the rest of you, both your best self that you commit to today and the more shadowy sides of yourself, those personal demons that will tempt and at times maybe overwhelm you. May you go forth and make this world a better place. May your work make your communities more caring, more just, more holy. I should have my hand up. You guys should too. May you go forth hand in hand with Christ to bring the divine spirit of life, caring for the broken and the wounded, the sick and the suffering. May you assist mothers as they give birth to new life and accompany the dying at life's close. May you be a blessing to all you care for, and may God in turn bless, sustain, and inspire you as you assist in God's holy work. Amen.
Thank you, Father Clancy. Maddie and I are sad to announce that our 15 minutes of fame has officially come to an end. I know, it's tragic. Please hold your applause.
On behalf of our cohort, we would like to thank all of our speakers, faculty, staff, family, and friends for being here to celebrate these 35 extraordinary nurses.
We cannot end this ceremony without giving a special thanks to our boys, the only men in our cohort, Jordy and Mateo. After surviving countless hours with 33 women, I believe you two can handle any patient.
We would also like to give a special shout out to the Thomas Hammer at Sacred Heart for keeping us alive, our roommates, aka our paid clinical actors, and of course the legend himself, Mr. Pat Patient.
Graduates, wear this pin with pride. It represents everything we've experienced together and the incredible potential you carry in your career. Maddie and I hope you always remember where you started and that your best days are still ahead.
All right, we now invite the graduates to come up stage for a group photo, and we kindly ask professional photos be taken first. Families, please remain seated until the photographer is finished before taking personal photos. Thank you, and as always, go Zags!
let's do the one where you're in the back like this, and then Cody and I are like this. No, it's a wedding and the dresses. Thank you.